All right, let's talk about Java development. For years, two absolute titans have dominated the scene, IntelliJ IDEA and Eclipse. So today, we're diving deep, comparing them head to help you figure out which of these IDEs is the right command center for your next big project. And you really have to ask yourself this. Your IDE is where you live and breathe as a developer. The right one can feel like a booster rocket launching your productivity into orbit. The wrong one, well, it can feel like a ball and chain, slowing you down at every turn. So before we even touch on features, we've got to understand what makes these two tick. They were built from totally different blueprints. And that fundamental split in philosophy, well, it changes everything, from how they perform to how they feel to use every single day. And this right here gets to the heart of it. Think of IntelliJ IDEA as a precision-engineered all-in-one toolkit. It's designed to be incredibly smart and helpful right out of the box. Eclipse, on the other hand, is more like a modular workbench. You start with a lightweight core, and then you add exactly what you need from this massive universe of plugins. Okay, let's kick things off with round one, performance. Because when you're wrestling with huge enterprise-level projects, the speed and efficiency of your IDE is absolutely everything. It's the difference between staying in the zone and constantly getting interrupted. You can feel this difference the second you open a project. IntelliJ is fantastic at what's called background indexing. That's where it scans all your code to understand how it all fits together. It does this quietly in the background, so you can get to work faster. Eclipse can sometimes take a minute to chug through that initial scan on big projects, though. To its credit, the interface usually stays pretty snappy while it's thinking. But here's the trade-off, right? All of those smart background features in IntelliJ come at a cost, and that cost is memory. As you can see, it's a bit of a memory hog compared to Eclipse. Eclipse is way more lightweight, which is a massive plus if you're working on a machine with less RAM. So the question becomes, are those productivity boosts in IntelliJ worth the extra memory? All right, performance is one piece of the puzzle, but what about the tools you use all day, every day? The stuff for writing code, untangling it, and hunting down bugs. This is where the real day-to-day experience is made or broken. Let's talk about refactoring, cleaning up and restructuring your code. This is where IntelliJ's brainy code analysis really pays off. You rename something and boom, it intelligently finds every single reference across your entire project. It just works. Eclipse has some solid refactoring tools too, for sure. But with really complex code, you might have to roll up your sleeves and do a bit of manual cleanup afterward. And this quote just sums it up perfectly. One feels like you have a super smart assistant guiding you, while the other gives you a powerful set of tools that expects you to be a little more hands-on. Now, when it's time to go bug hunting, both IDEs have your back. People love IntelliJ's debugger for being so intuitive. It has these cool features like inline debugging where you see variable values pop up right there in your code. Eclipse, on the other hand, gives you this incredibly deep, comprehensive debugger with advanced features like conditional breakpoints. It's that classic battle again, sleek and intuitive versus powerful and exhaustive.
You just can't do modern Java without build tools like Maven and Gradle. And in this arena, IntelliJ really pulls ahead, especially with Gradle. The integration is so deep, it feels almost magical, with smart suggestions and constant real-time syncing. Eclipse has excellent Maven support, no doubt, but its Gradle integration just doesn't feel quite as smooth or built in.
Okay, let's pull the camera back for a second and look at the bigger picture. An IDE isn't just an island. It's the hub of an entire ecosystem of plugins, tools, and community support. This round is all about that world surrounding the editor and where these tools are headed long-term. And we see that core philosophy pop up again right here. The IntelliJ Marketplace feels like a curated app store. JetBrains keeps a close eye on it, so you can generally trust that the plugins are high quality and up to date. The Eclipse Marketplace is more like a giant, sprawling bazaar. It's huge, it's diverse, but the quality can be all over the place. You might find an amazing hidden gem or something that hasn't been touched in 5 years. Keeping your code clean is non-negotiable. Both IDEs work with tools like SonarLint. Think of it as a spell checker for code quality. With IntelliJ, that integration feels like it's part of the IDE's DNA, giving you feedback as you type. With Eclipse, it's totally supported, but you might have to do a little more tinkering under the hood to get it running just the way you want it. So what about 5, 10 years from now? Well, IntelliJ has the full weight of a major company, JetBrains, behind it. That means consistent updates and professional support. Eclipse's power comes from its massive open source community. It's driven by a global army of developers, which gives it incredible resilience and a gigantic knowledge base, even if it doesn't move in one single coordinated direction. So we've looked at performance, the toolkit, the ecosystem. What's the final call? The truth is, there's no single best IDE. The real answer is about which one is the absolute best fit for you and what you're trying to build. This little cheat sheet here weighs it all out pretty clearly. IntelliJ is smarter, faster, and more tightly integrated, but it's going to cost you in system resources. Eclipse is the lightweight, customizable workhorse with a massive community, but it might require a bit more effort in certain modern workflows. It really all boils down to your priorities.
So let's get specific. If you're a student or just finding your feet in Java, Eclipse is an absolutely fantastic starting point. It's free, it won't crush your laptop's memory, and its open source spirit is a great way to really learn the nuts and bolts of development. Now, if you're in a startup where speed is everything, those productivity gains from IntelliJ IDEA can be a legitimate game changer. Its smart features just help you write better code faster. In a competitive market, that's a huge edge. And finally, for those large enterprise teams wrestling with absolutely massive, complex codebases, IntelliJ IDEA is usually the top pick. Its raw power, incredible refactoring, and seamless fit into modern toolchains make it the heavyweight champion for building software at scale. So there you have it, the tale of the